Okay, let's talk about artificial intelligence. It is poised to be the biggest tech revolution of our lifetime, and companies are pouring billions in to get an edge. But there's this huge problem hiding in plain sight. It's a paradox that's causing most of these incredibly expensive projects to fail before they even get off the ground. So let's get right into it.
First, just look at this number, $2 trillion. That is the projected size of the global AI market by 2030. A number that big, it represents an incredible amount of investment, of innovation, and just massive expectation. The belief in AI's potential is absolutely enormous, and the money is definitely flowing to match.
But then you see this number. And this one tells a much, much darker story. Because despite that $2 trillion promise, nearly 90%, that's 9 out of 10, of all corporate AI projects just stall out. They never make it to production, they never deliver any real value, they just fail.
So what on earth is going on here, right? How can so much investment, so much brainpower lead to so little success? This is what we're calling the Great AI Stall. And in this explainer, we are going to break down exactly what's causing it. Now, your first guess might be, oh, we don't have enough brilliant data scientists, or the algorithms just aren't good enough yet. But that's not it. Nope. The real culprit is way less glamorous, but it is so much more important. It's the data foundation. See, for years, we've built all our data pipelines to be optimized for things like human-readable dashboards and BI tools. And now, we're asking those exact same pipelines to power AI, and they are just crumbling under the pressure.
And this isn't just about, projects failing on a spreadsheet or some wasted R&D budget. The cost of getting this wrong is real, it's tangible, and the stakes are incredibly high. Let's take a look at the real cost of bad data. What's really wild is when you put it in perspective. Traditional IT projects, they already have a pretty high failure rate, right? It's somewhere around 40%. But AI projects? They fail more than twice as often. We're talking over 80% failing to deliver anything meaningful. And when you ask why, data issues are always one of the top reasons. Always.
And this failure has serious, real-world consequences. I mean, a streaming service with bad data gives you terrible movie recommendations? Okay, that's annoying, but it's not life or death. But in finance, poor data can lead to massive compliance violations. And in healthcare, an AI model trained on incomplete or biased data, that can lead to life-threatening misdiagnosis. The stakes could not be higher. And at the end of the day, the impact goes way beyond just the wasted money. A weak data foundation, it erodes trust across the entire organization. It grinds innovation to a halt, and it fundamentally undermines your ability to compete in the market.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's big, it's expensive, and it's super risky. So what's the solution? Well, it all starts with a new way of thinking, a concept we call AI-ready data. And it's built on 5 foundational pillars.
Let's be really clear on what we mean by AI-ready. This isn't just about having clean data for a report someone's going to look at. AI-ready data is fundamentally different. It's prepared, structured, and governed so that machines can consume it, learn from it, and act on it, all automatically and at a massive scale. We're talking about optimizing for algorithms, not just for analysts.
And this framework right here, this is how you build that AI-ready state. It all starts with data quality, making sure it's accurate and unbiased. From there, you need completeness, so you have the whole picture. Then comes reliability, which means stable, dependable data pipelines. That foundation builds trust through clear governance. And finally, the whole shebang has to work at scale to handle the crazy demands of AI.
Seems pretty straightforward, right? Just get these 5 things right. Well, this is exactly where theory crashes head-on into reality. Knowing what the pillars are is the easy part. Actually implementing them, that's where pretty much every organization gets stuck.
And here's why. There's this giant chasm between a successful pilot project and a production system. A pilot, sure, that can run on a small, perfect, hand-curated data set that a data scientist spent weeks cleaning up. But production AI? That has to deal with the messy reality of continuous, real-time data ingestion with full governance at an enterprise scale. This gap? This is the valley where 90% of projects fall and never get back up.
So the reality is, each one of those 5 pillars we just talked about, quality, completeness, reliability, trust, and scale, is constantly being attacked by all these real-world data challenges that our legacy systems were just never, ever designed to handle. So if our old architectures and point solutions can't fix this, what can?
Well, the answer seems to lie in a unified, modern approach, something called a context platform. It's a system designed from the ground up, specifically to enable all 5 of those pillars at once.
Okay, let's just walk through this. For quality, a context platform gives you unified observability, which means it can catch errors before they poison your AI models. For completeness, it uses metadata, so data about your data, to break down those frustrating silos and create one complete picture. To ensure reliability, it uses data lineage to see the impact of changes, which stops pipelines from breaking. For trust, it automates governance, which is absolutely crucial because manual checks just can't keep up anymore. And finally, for scale, its modern, event-driven architecture is built for the sheer speed and velocity of AI.
So what does all that mean? It means that a context platform fundamentally changes the role of your data foundation. It stops being the #1 roadblock holding your AI projects back, and instead becomes the primary enabler that actually accelerates them forward. It's a total game changer.
All right, so we've covered the problem and a solution for the AI we have today. But this field, it isn't standing still for a second. The goalposts are constantly moving, and what it takes for your data to be ready is only going to get more and more intense.
I mean, look at this timeline. It really puts the challenge into perspective, doesn't it? In just 7 years, the amount of data in the world is set to grow more than 5 times over. And the future isn't just more data, it's a totally different kind of AI. We're talking about agentic AI that can act on its own, and multimodal AI that understands text, images, and video all at once. The complexity is just exploding.
And these new forms of AI, they have way more sophisticated demands. They won't just consume data. They'll need to autonomously evaluate its lineage to understand where it came from. They'll need machine-readable signals to know if they can actually trust it. In short, the AI itself needs to understand the data's context, and it needs to do it in real time. And really, this brings us to the most important takeaway of all. Context. The who, what, where, when, why, and how of your data, it is no longer a nice-to-have. It is the absolute, non-negotiable future of successful AI.
Which leads us to the final and most crucial question you should be asking inside your own organization. Take a hard look at your data infrastructure today. Is it an asset, truly ready to power this next generation of intelligence? Or is it a liability, holding you back and putting you at risk of becoming another member of that 90% club? The answer to that